Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another video. It's the final pay-per-view of 2026. This is our latest installment of Winter is Coming. We've got a massive Fatal 4-Way main event as Cody Rhodes defends the AEW World Championship against Hangman Page, Adam Cole and Switchblade Jay White. Last year's main event saw a triple threat between Walter, Darby Allin and Takeshita, which drew an 86. How have we done historically? The year before, we had MJF versus Kenny Omega. The year before that, we had Sammy Guevara versus Bryan Danielson. Crazy that none of them are on the pay-per-view. In fact, of all these people, I think the only one on the show tonight is Prince Devitt, in terms of those matches there, which is quite mad. And 2022, we went with Hangman against Moxley, and our first installment, we're still getting used to the game, still getting used to the mod, still building everyone up, was Kenny and Bryan in an 82-18 matchup. But it's pretty decent what we've got booked. As I say, a lot of continuations for stuff that's been built storyline wise. Small chance we could get a really good show. We have put the motivational speech in, so we won't be able to use that again until late February, I believe. No, in fact, actually 3 months, so it'll be late March before we can use that. But really optimistic we can still have a good show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our final event of 2026. Winter is coming. And we're straight into the show with some high flying action in front of just shy of 85,000 at Kyle Field. And we had the feud obviously between Garza Jr., Vikingo and the All Atlantic champion Carmelo Casanova. And this one, it was about that had superb wrestling and good heat, as Carmelo Casanova defeated Garza Jr. and El Hijo del Vikingo in 13:52 when Casanova pinned Garza with a Fedora Frog Splash. 13th defence of the AEW All Atlantic title. Was tempted to possibly take it off him, but I felt like we could kind of string this feud out a little bit. Just disappointed with 3 good performances that led to a 76 because of the lack of psychology. So I think it'd been an amazing match to see in real life, but Carmelo stays as champion. Then had an upcoming wrap. We are going to have an open challenge matchup for the Evolve Tag Team Championships on our Carnage brand, and that has been accepted by the Acclaim, and they'll have cast or say some rap, or beat some raps or some lyrics on the big meaty men, in this case of Bronson Steiner and Parker Boudreaux. So that was a 65 for the promo. The match itself was decent, and the Acclaim defeated the big meaty men in 11:56 when Max Caster pinned Parker Boudreaux with a mic drop, meaning that your new Evolve Tag Champs are the Acclaimed. A 77, so delighted they could carry that. Parker with a great performance there, better than Caster's. But I feel like on Dynamite, I'm not really doing much with the Acclaimed, and there's so much I can still do with them. So I'm going to move them to Carnage, give them that opportunity there as tag champs, and hopefully we can build a nice wee division on that brand. There is a lot of women on it, but it is giving the women a lot of time to develop. I mean, as I say, I've got 4 or 5 that I could easily move to Dynamite or Rampage, and they could be competitive in the TBS or Shine divisions. So new champs there. Holy crap, we got a 93. So because we didn't have to protect Rush this time, obviously your Brody Lee Memorial Tag Team Cup winners, Top Flight, got their chance against LFI, but the rematch had superb wrestling and good heat, and LFI got their revenge in 14:25 when Andrade pinned Dante Martin with a hammerlock DDT. LFI make the 3rd defence of the AEW World Tag titles. Darius was the weak link with an 81, everyone else in the 90s. Wow, 93, this was obviously steal the show. But I feel like in most of my saves, tag wrestling just seems to always get the best matches. Like, you throw in anything with LFI, you throw anything in usually with the Young Bucks, with FTR, it's going to deliver. So, cry that all of them are getting close to 40 in game. But yeah, LFI will remain your tag team champions. I don't think we'll top that. Next up, we had a match for the TBS Championship, and Deonna Purrazzo had been picking up a good run of victories, and she called out Willow Nightingale for a title shot. Willow accepted, and here had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd as Deonna defeated Willow in 13:41 with a Fujiwara armbar, which means, new champ alert, we have a new TBS champion. 82 overall, great stuff between the two ladies, with Deonna putting in an 80 performance. Very solid indeed. And she gets a little bit of a moment in the spotlight. Bit of pyro, even though she's a heel, she still won it in a clean way. And the fans can kind of respect that she's kind of proven them that she is one of the best around. In a 78 rated segment. Then moved along to a rematch from our Rampage brand, and that has been basically an ongoing little feud here. Priscilla Kelly got a win over Bayley Rose, who was very upset with that. And she said, "Bet you can't do it again on pay-per-view." Spoiler, she can. Good match up here as Priscilla defeats Bayley Rose in 13:47 by submission with a tilt-a-whirl dragon sleeper. So an 80. Two pretty good performances there. It's a shame with the four horsewomen now, they're all getting to that age, apart from Mercedes, where they're all kind of closing in at 40. So you have to start looking at the next generation, because the females obviously retire a lot earlier in game than the men. And after this one, Priscilla says, "Demi, if you're still champion after tonight, then I'm going to call you out. I want that world championship. So if it is you that takes the victory tonight, I'll be waiting." And it's either going to be Demi or her opponent Sarraya, who will be the opponent for Priscilla. So 85. Next up, I decided for a wee makeshift team here together for the Mixed Tag Championships. It was good to get it a spotlight on pay-per-view, but you can see there the throwaway tag team didn't work. Decent matchup. Penelope and Kip defeated Kaito Kiyomiya and Tegan Knox in 11:54 when Kip Sabian pinned Kiyomiya with a springboard dropkick. 6 defense of the belts. Honestly, Kip and Penelope have been class for me. It's a shame that Penelope's only getting 59s because she's been pretty solid in there. 73, but as I say, just good to get this match on pay-per-view and let you know that I do still have champions for it. Next up, now this one, basically I felt it was time to split these two up, but I didn't want any losses on Veronica's AEW record. So I felt like we have just Dwayne parading off Simone, his daughter, and Veronica, and then Veronica just basically beating down Simone, saying she wants nothing to do with them, and throwing the tag belts at Dwayne. So then I can work out basically a tag team division for the women, and I can start putting Veronica into singles matches. She's doing well. Every technical aspect, those 4 key stats are in the 30s now, which when she started they were all like 18, 19, so she's really developing at a good rate. And as I say, star power, sex appeal, psychology are all in the 90s. We generally could be having if I make it quick, the clone of Genocide could be a worldly talent. But 80 overall. I felt that was the best way to do it, and do it on pay-per-view so people could see it. Next up was a grudge match between Private Party, and it was a decent matchup. It saw Isaiah Cassidy defeat Mark Quinn in 13:21 with a submission victory, giving him his first defence of the 0X Championship. Decent stuff, a 71. Gave him steal the show. That is what it is. We rebuild that division. More people getting beat up now, and basically we had Mick Foley in the ring, just basically having a wee kind of like, here's my latest book, best-selling offer, etc, etc. MJF comes in, just tries to mock Foley, obviously both of them from New York, and then Moxley comes out to save Mick, basically chases him off, MJF, and he just says, "I've been sick of what you've been saying on Rampage, I've never liked you, it's been a while since we've crossed paths, but if you don't learn to shut your mouth, then I'm going to shut it for good." So basically building towards an MJF Moxley feud again down the line. I think the last time we done it was like mid-2025, so it is over a year since they've crossed paths. And I felt it was too short a build to bring it into Winter is Coming. Beach Break sounds good for that. So recently we had obviously the 4E former NXT guys, Generico, Steen and Devitt. Kind of make a wee alliance here, obviously having a wee bit of issues with the Trios team that are in Cody's faction, Wardlow, Richard Holiday and Randy Orton. So I thought we'll have a nice wee 6-man tag for the Trios Championships. Match had great wrestling and good heat. Wardlow, Richard Holiday and Randy Orton get the win over Devitt and Steenerico in 11:45 when Wardlow pinned Prince Devitt with a Splash Mountain Powerbomb. So they make their first defence of the Trios Championships. Some pretty solid performances in there, especially from Steen, Generico and Richard Holiday, and an 80 overall. We then have a little segment backstage between Adam Cole and Jay White. I'm noticing I'm getting the segment deserved better announcing, so I'll need to check to see who's letting the team down, because everyone's usually been fine. But it's just basically both guys are in the Super Elite, they're still the two of them, they're still Nikki and Matt Jackson. Obviously, they've lost Hangman, but they say it's the only way they're going to counter Cody and his faction, and how they're going to counter Hangman. So just kind of like, we'll sort this 85. I'm just kind of hoping for more there. Next up, with a bout that had great heat and decent wrestling, Sarraya had gotten her opportunity against Demi. She called her out. She's obviously in different brands, but the women's champion can obviously defend against both, and she wanted her opportunity. When I'd already committed, I didn't realise they had poor chemistry, so I thought we'll just get through it and deal with the poor rating. But Demi defeats Sarraya in 11:31 with the Riptide. So 4th defence of the belt, a 67. It's better than the last match, so I'll take that. And Sarraya is going to become a spiritualist. Great rating. Gives a large boost to star quality. That's good to see. Got to make her just... if you ever watch Scottish comedy, we're going to make her a spooky bitch. Well done if you get that reference. If you don't, then it's probably about 90% of my audience won't get that. Moving on, main event time, exceptional matchup. And Cody Rhodes defending the AEW World Championship. He takes on Adam Cole, Jay White and Hangman. And Cody picks up the win in 22:51, and Cody pins Adam Cole by a crossroads. Because at the same time we had Wardlow distract Hangman, which allowed Cody to capitalise and win his championship match. 86 overall, a 94 for Hangman, 86 for Jay White, 85 for Cody, and a 78 for Adam Cole. Jay's getting stale, we'll obviously sort that later on. And we finish the show with Cody and a big man Wardlow celebrating to finish our pay-per-view in 2026. A 92 overall. Pretty happy with that one. I've been saved by the boost, but it just shows tag team wrestling's good. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up. A lot more you can tell now it's a lot more storyline driven. It's just a shame that it's never really many feuds that are not for championships, and that's maybe my fault for having too many. But I say I'm always trying to banger matches on Rampage, and especially on Rampage where it's just ideal match after ideal match. You know, you'll get like Bryan Danielson against Ilya Dragunov, Bryan Danielson against Swerve, you get Tyler Bate in there. It's really, really good to see. But as I say, it's a good chance now for me to get some booking ideas across. As I say, the next 2 episodes will be looking over stuff, and then it'll be, I believe, the episode I'm targeting for the 22nd of June. We'll be back with Beach Break 2027. So next week will be the Power 500, all the awards, etc. And the week after that we'll look at various stuff, and that'll give me an idea to start backing stuff up for July, because a lot of new games are coming out. So apparently, as I record this, Fight Forever has had a release date leaked, which is obviously at the tail end of June. So cheers always for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Remember to check out the Fantasy Booker subreddit, the Grey Dog Software forums, and I'll see you next time for the chance to see who is the Wrestler of the Year. Bye bye.